This is what I wish I knew when I was in my 20s, as a woman who's now in my 30s when it comes to dating. If he does not thoroughly enjoy taking care of you, run. It should turn him on to please you. It should fill his cup to fill yours. If there is any sentiment that you are a burden, a chore, depleting him, what do you bring to the table, any of that, run. If he does not naturally make you a priority, next.
She just wants complete worship, and you are the peasant to be on your knees waiting for her next orders.
If he has enough time in his day to use the restroom, if he has enough time in his day to eat food, he has enough time in his day to call you, to text you, to get back to you, to prioritize you. People prioritize what they want to prioritize.
Again, somebody like this wants total worship, but not just from an average guy, by a Tyrone.
I'm Tyrone.
Someone raised on love cannot date someone raised on survival. Unfortunately, this is especially prevalent in Black communities where people had to grow up raising themselves in really difficult situations. If he does not get therapy and is at a point of healing to the point where he can recognize love and give love and process love, do not waste your time if you are raised on love.
Can you even love a guy? There's no unconditional love you get from the vast majority of women. If a man starts messing up with his money or his looks or anything, she will leave.
You can see a dog on the street, want to take them inside, but they can maul your entire family because they do not understand what love is when you reach out your hand to pet them. If he gets defensive when you express your truth, next.
What are you talking about, you idiot?
The wrong man will try to make it seem like whatever it is trivial. It does not even matter what it is. He could hurt your feelings because he wrote your name on a card with bad handwriting. It does not matter what it is. If you are feeling a way about it and you cannot talk to him and hear his empathy and compassion, and he does not have to agree to understand. He does not have to agree to show love and care and consideration. If he does not have that level of emotional intelligence and availability, move on. You cannot teach someone that. If he's aggressive with others, he's most likely going to be aggressive with you. If he cannot respect your boundaries, move on. That is a dangerous situation. If he cannot set boundaries with others, move on. This boy will have you feeling like the man in the relationship.
You already feel like the man in the relationship with all your rules and regulations.
If money is the #1 metric that matters in his life, move on. You will never come first.
I'm sure money is a very important metric in your life, especially in terms of picking a man you're going to be with. I'm sure you don't want to be with a guy that makes the same amount as you or less.
And you are going to be seen as an expense.
This woman represents a lot of women out there. She's over 30 years old. She's still attractive, but she's single. And I know she's single because it's always these single women that always do these rants on TikTok. It just goes to show that you could be as attractive as you want, but if your character is lacking and you don't know how to treat a man well, you will be left behind.
When I was 21, I met this guy in Miami. Within 2 weeks, I was like, listen, I'm gonna fly to LA. I can't let this go. In a month, I was kind of like, what are we? I invested all this time into you. I wanna know where this is going. I think as women, the worst thing we have is this idea of scarcity mindset, whereas men have this idea of plentitude.
Silence, you fool!
That's absolutely wrong. Women have all the options, especially women like you. I think you're an attractive woman. You probably got a lot of guys chasing after you, and you probably reject loads of guys. Whereas most guys do not have loads of options. So most guys do not have an abundance mindset. That is totally false. And you was talking about you're an ex-lover girl, and I'm guessing a guy broke your heart. I'm sure he was a Tyrone.
I'm Tyrone.
I'm sure he was over 6'3", devilishly good looking, and drove a nice car, and he's probably got other options of women that look just like you.
And no, they can go to the club, they can pick up some girl, and she's probably gonna start folding his laundry and feeding him within a week. Shit literally all comes down to the chase. No one wants to hear it and nobody wants to play games, but that's kind of what it is. Like, about the guy that's like way too much on you. It's very off-putting. It's like, dude, what's wrong with you? When you over invest into men and you prioritize them, you give them all of the power. Being nonchalant puts you at an advantage. Personally, with dating moving forward, I know that if I want to actually get to know someone and not romanticize this idea of them and fall in love with their potential, I have to date several people at one time, because then that way I literally cannot physically prioritize you.
She's dated Tyrones in the past who didn't care because they knew they could replace her, and she tried to be a lover girl for them, and obviously the guy didn't care. Then she dated guys that were more on the average side who she didn't really care about that much, and those guys were probably chasing after her and kissing her backside. And now her reasoning is she's got to date multiple men at the same time so she can be nonchalant when she's dating. This is silly.
This is why you will notice that men end up on top most of the time, because they've taken a really long time to finally settle down with somebody.
That is only Tyrones, Chads and Tyrones. Somebody like this is only focused on the top 10%. She's only focused on guys who hit the genetic lottery. She's not factoring in all the guys that she doesn't register. She's not caring about them. They don't exist. They're not even human to women like this.
If you draw back your energy, you'll realize how much oftentimes the ideas that you've created in your head are false, and this person's not even as great as you thought they were. A lot of times in my own personal life, we invest so much into a man for him to pick up everything I invested into him and then go to the next girl.
Yeah, Tyrone is gonna do that because he can replace you. How do you not understand this? Of course you're gonna invest everything because that's the guy you really want. He's the guy that can go out and go to the club and pick up a new girl. He can go to the gym and pick up a new girl. If he doesn't see you as wifey material, he'll just replace you.
Not even paying him any attention and treating her beautifully. It's not to say that you have to be nonchalant forever. If they're not texting you, don't text them. If they're not asking you to go out, don't ask to go out. If you feel like that's just not the person that you are, then you need to go look specifically for someone who is exactly like you. Otherwise, you are setting yourself up for disaster.
What you need to do is have realistic dating requirements and stop being so superficial when you pick men. If you pick men that are the top 10% of men on earth, then I'm sorry, you're gonna have to share that guy.
And stop making someone's validation and acceptance of you your self-image and self-worth. I have dated men that have treated women horribly before and then treated me wonderfully, and then I've also dated men that have treated me horribly and treated the next woman beautifully. The way to leave relationships unscathed or any type of situationship is to just not over-invest yourself or to take anything personal that people do. Move at the pace that they're moving. If you've ever watched Miss Sprinkle, she always talks about how the more men invest into you money-wise, the harder it is for them to leave.
She's listening to Shira 7. This is one of Shira 7's disciples.
The slower you are to sleep with them, the slower you are to invest your energy into them, the slower you are to center them into your life, the easier it will be for you to leave or not care.
This is another woman who wants to be worshipped. Chad and Tyrone already made her bitter.
Silly.
So now she wants a guy that's going to worship her, and she's going to act nonchalant and talk to numerous other guys at the same time. Anyway, with that being said, you guys let me know what you think about it in the comment section below. Have some conversations down there. I'm on the road to 100,000 subscribers, so make sure you hit that like button and engage with the content, yeah? Also, support my clothing brand, Let's Go. www.letsgonow.shop is where you can go and purchase the merch, yeah? Shipping is worldwide. Anyway, with that being said, you lot, take care of yourselves. Don't be worshipping no one besides the Most High, and I'm out of here. Peace.